So I got a little bit of a, I don't know. I feel like this could be a touchy question. So
Uh-oh.
Joseph, you don't know because you weren't watching the heats, but Heat 4 is the barn burner dandy of a heat where Davenport barely beat Shepard, right? And they interview Davenport, and then the stream goes to technical issues, and then I sent y'all the screenshot, like, hey, y'all getting this too, or is
You
this?
said,
Yeah,
yeah. What the heck?
yeah. And then, so then it comes back on, and I'm like, man, we just imagine if this had happened 30 seconds prior, we'd have
Oh
Yeah,
missed.
my
and you missed that
gosh.
Yeah,
finish. Yeah, that we didn't even think about that.
but
Would
then
not have been good.
also, we ended up missing lap 1 of Heat 5, and then there was a rain delay. Oddly enough, like perfectly timed, which honestly it made me think that maybe there was a problem when it started raining and they had to, like, maybe all their stuff was going to get wet or something. I don't know what the issue was, but they got it fixed quickly. But had there not been a rain delay, we might have missed Heat 5. So my question is, in a situation like that, should the race be paused, whatever you want to call it, held up until the stream gets back going? Should a race be paused, be held up to wait on the stream if there's some kind of
Oh,
issue with the stream?
I guess my question is, would they have done that had it not rained? Or did it rain? That's what I want to know. Did it
They
actually rain?
run around packing the track for a while. I don't think they lied and
It,
said it rained.
Right.
Like,
So I
convenient,
guess
mighty convenient.
so in this scenario or whatever, like are you questioning in general? Should the
Does the
stream
show
or
go on
does the
without the
show
stream?
go on if the streaming service has an issue that has to be
that's
worked
what
out?
I'm asking. Because think about
I think
football.
tonight, if there really was a rain delay, then it's a legitimate, like, yeah, the show can't go on.
Okay, well,
But
let's just say if there hadn't had been, and
that's what
whatever
I'm saying. Like,
technical
just to
issue,
clarify.
if there the technical issue, if the guy in charge of the stream is like, yeah, I can have this fixed, y'all just hold them up for give me 5 to 10 minutes,
Yeah. If
like,
that's a situation like that and you're dealing with flow or some high profile event, I can see it.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Look, look. There
What
was
about
about
your fans in
150
the stands
people. There was about 150 of them on
that were,
Thursday night in the
but
stands.
they're not in the
They
comfort of their own home.
I think you give it a little while. Like if it's going to be like, man, it's going to take us an hour to get back up and get going.
Yeah.
And
Then
you
I
got to
think
roll.
all right. Look, we gotta roll on. But if it's going to be, like, hey, we're rebooting and we'll be up in 10 minutes. I think we wait. Right.
It's
I think it's
acceptable.
situational. And that's where I'm sure knowing, how professional and how hard working everyone with Flow is and everything and the Lucas Oil series, I'm sure they were communicating, that. And I'm not sure how the decision was made, but I'm sure that's been discussed. And, I know on our end with the series, we would probably find a way to drag our feet a little bit just to try to get it fixed. And, I feel confident with our team we put together that they could fix it, unless it was some major issue that, beyond our control. Um, but I think, these it goes to the whole argument of streaming and the value of it to the sport. But an event like that on a Thursday night, right, with hardly anyone in the stands, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people there in the pits, large car count. There's campers there, the back, tier parking and everything. But there's quite a few shots that showed how many people weren't in the bleachers tonight. But I guarantee you, there's a ton of people watching online that paid and are helping support that event
Right.
happen that want to see it.
I was one of
So
them. I was like,
yeah, exactly.
I was like, Heat 5 better not be as good as Heat 4 was. But I will
Yeah.
say,
So
like,
I
go
don't.
ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know that it translates directly or not, but I remember going to my first live football game,
Yep.
and
Did you want to
like,
strangle that guy in the red shirt that kept stepping out in
yeah,
the field?
yeah. Well, it's, you like what are they doing? Like, nobody who called a timeout? Nobody. What the heck's going on? Why,
TV
well,
timeout.
TV timeout. Like, it's like what?
You see the guy
I never
standing
would
right.
even
You
thought
see,
about this if I wasn't here. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I
It
never
was
even knew this was a
frustrating.
thing.
You
You
see the
know?
guy standing over there in the red shirt. If he's on the field, they can't play. And then you're
Uh-huh.
like, then you start watching him, and you're like, my goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
So I mean, just saying, like,
They do it in professional sports. Like it is,
mhm.
they base the whole thing around making sure the live or the television audience or streaming audience, whatever it is back from commercial break. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, that's something you get within reason, right? We have other,
Yeah.
that there's a whole long program to run in a lot of these races, and you don't want to delay it too much. But if you can find a way to delay the main event, the super late model racing till the streaming audience is back, I think you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, ideally the whole thing runs flawlessly and you never have to worry with it. But
Right.
I could see it. I could see it being an interesting situation. It luckily, I mean, how lucky was it that it rained? 5 minutes after whatever the issue was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Mighty
convenient.
convenient.
Mighty
Mighty
convenient.
convenient.
There's
What
no
they
way.
didn't
Anyone
show
there,
you-
someone,
what
if
they
you were
didn't
there,
show you
let us
is the
know.
water. Is the water truck going around that joint a little bit? That's what happened.
The water truck was out there, but it might have just been
Been
packing.
packing.
But the
There's-
thought crossed my
That's all.
mind.
That's what you've seen. That's what you've seen.
There's no way that
Right.
didn't actually rain. There's
Yeah.
no way. No way.
Have some
Yeah.
faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it all worked out and we didn't miss but a lap. So hats off to them. And the coverage is great, phenomenal. It made me wonder, what would happen in that situation. It's not, and
Right.
obviously every streaming company is going to have issues here and there. I'm not dogging Flow or anything like that. Anyway.
And I will say that they've been pretty good. Even at Volusia, they've been pretty good at being done at about 9 o'clock our time. Our
Mhm,
time,
mhm.
9 o'clock. So 10 o'clock Eastern. I mean, all three events that we've watched, it's been pretty on cue for the timely manner.
Yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
being Central Time Zone and Speed
Yeah.
Weeks being on the Eastern Time Zone and getting, it's 9 o'clock and the feature's over. That's convenient.